बहुत ਵੱਡਾ ਤੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸਿਕ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਸੁਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਰਭਪਾਤ ਦੇ ਅਧਿਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਖਤਮ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਗਰਭਪਾਤ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਰਭਪਾਤ ਦੀ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨਿਕ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਆ ਪਿਛਲੇ 50 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੀ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਮਾਜਿਕ ਵਿਕਾਸ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਕਰੀਨਾ ਗੋਲਡ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ।
Well, look, first of all, Joyce, I think even if we saw that the leak happened a couple of months ago, it doesn't make today any harder for women in the United States or, quite frankly, women around the world. This decision, I think, sends a chill through all of us. It's really disappointing to see. As we talked about previously, we're going to have to see how this rolls out. Canada is going to continue to be there to support women around the world, as we have been for years. But I think we also have to understand that in the United States, there's going to be American states that are going to legislate quickly, like California and New York, to make sure that abortion is legal and accessible and available in their states. And understanding that, yes, a low-income teenager from Texas, well, that's something that we are discussing. As we talked about, we will be there. I think there's, lots of Canadians that want to make sure that women who are seeking abortions can have access to them. There's lots of conversations about, medical abortions versus surgical abortions. We're having conversations about this, and we want to be there for American women. Again, it might not be the first choice because there may be somewhere closer for an American woman to go as opposed to coming all the way up to Canada. But I think this is something that we have to look at seriously. We have to understand what the needs are, and I think we need to be there. I think, again, this is a question. A lot of people, when they think about abortions, they think about surgical abortions, but actually medical abortions are, can, depending on what the circumstances in, can be easier to manage, can actually be done from home. You don't necessarily have to come to Canada. But what we also have to consider is what some of these laws in the United States would do. You don't want to be in a situation where a woman who takes a medical abortion and has complications then doesn't go to the hospital for fear of being criminally charged for that. We see that in other countries where that happens. So we need to think very carefully about how we support American women, either here in Canada or in the United States. But this is something that, look, I think the women's movement and women are reeling from today. And, it's just so devastating. If an American comes to Canada for, medical services, they would have to pay out of pocket because obviously we have a single payer system here in Canada. So we need to do some serious thinking about this. We also need to see how other US states react and respond. But it's really a devastating decision, and it's a really sad day for women in the world.